Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase and this is All Things Rum. Today we are going over 4 unique watches that I'm personally taking with me on my next vacation. Now, why am I doing this video? Because for me, travel is extremely important. And I'm going to go over a few things here on my desk that I'm taking to include a watch roll and a watch carrying case, both of which are from Chase Straps, chasestraps.com, my own very watch strap company. Link down in the description below. Now today we're talking about the 4 watches I'm going to take to Maui, Hawaii. Now I'm going to Maui in literally a couple days, and I thought, you know what, I'm going on a vacation. We're only going for a week, but what watches am I going to take? Now I am going to be doing some shopping, and I want to go see some authorized dealers in Maui, some high-end shops. So I wanted to take my highest end watch. Now this is going to be sort of debatable on what you consider a high-end watch compared to the watch market. However, I consider the highest end watch that I have to be the one that sort of is more flamboyant, if that makes sense, than the rest. And that is going to be my Aventi A11 Producer Michael Pure Sapphire watch. Now this is a tourbillon watch. This is a pure sapphire case. Honestly, I wish I would have gotten the royal blue. In the future, I may get their Swiss tourbillon skull, and I may actually get their emerald REC watch just because that has a lot more pop. But right now, currently, I am taking this A11 Pure Sapphire. Specifically, this is on their leather waffle strap, I guess you could say. Now, I like the black leather strap on this because it matches the black dial a lot better. Honestly, this comes on a silicone strap that's sort of like a semi-transparent to kind of match the case, but honestly, I like this one a lot better. It's also a lot more comfortable, and the reason it's more comfortable is because it has a buckle. The one on my silicone has a butterfly clasp. You can get it without the butterfly clasp. I didn't. It's one of those things where I look back and I'm like, well, should I or shouldn't I? Well, it really doesn't matter. Anyway, I get more heads turned on this than anything else, and honestly, a pure sapphire cased watch with a tourbillon is going to turn a lot more heads at an authorized dealer than the next watch on the list. So this is going to be my going out watch when it comes to shopping. Now the next one on the list, and this is why you guys are probably going to argue about quality and what is considered more high-end and what's considered not. Well, the next one is going to be my everyday wearer on the high-end luxury, and that's going to be my 2007 Rolex Kermit. Specifically, this is the no rehaunt edition of the Rolex. If you guys know anything about Rolex, in 2008, I think, is when they started the Rolex on the inside of the rehaunt. Well, this is a smooth rehaunt, so it's, I guess, more vintage. It's really hard to determine what's considered vintage and what's not, but I really love my Rolex Kermit. Now, this specifically has the green bezel. The green bezel is aluminum, so it has aged quite a bit since I got it, which is great for me. I really love the fact that it has wear on it because it's very specific to me alone. Now, again, some people are going to argue that this is more high-end than this because I could buy 3 of these for the price of this. However, when these two are next to each other, tell me which one pops a little bit more. Submariners, honestly, are sleeper watches. Anybody knows that I could have a black no-date Submariner and nobody's gonna see it on my wrist at all. It is a sleeper watch. Unless you're a watch guy, nobody's gonna see it. Everybody's gonna see this. This is slightly more gaudy. And again, like I said, I use the word flamboyant. This is my going out to the AD. This is my luxury. I'm also going out and I want a little more style on my wrist. So my second watch that I'm taking high end is my Rolex 2007 Kermit on a chase strap, black herringbone NATO strap. Now the next one on the list is going to be the safe diver. Now the safe diver, when I say safe, I mean not like a safe like I'm gonna lock my watches in a safe. I mean like safe as in I don't want to lose my watch in the ocean. Now I plan on doing a lot of snorkeling, a lot of free diving, and possibly some light scuba diving on this trip. Well, if I'm going to do that, I'm still going to wear a dive watch, but I'm going to wear something slightly more safe that I'm not worried about losing in the ocean. Now chase straps, NATO straps are extremely strong. I'm not really worried about it breaking. That's not the case. The case is I just don't want to wear my $20,000 Rolex in the ocean diving. To me, that just seems a little dumb at this point because it is a luxury watch. Even though it is a tool dive watch, it's not the same as this. So instead, what I'm taking is this. This is my Seiko Comex diver. Now, is it actually a Comex diver? The answer is no. This is a modded Seiko to look like a vintage Submariner. However, it is still just a modded Seiko. Now, the Seiko dial is not an actual Seiko dial. It's an aftermarket dial. The case is aftermarket, and inside this is an NH35. Now, that is a workhorse movement, and I just love the aesthetics of this watch. In fact, I love the aesthetics of this watch so much, I just spent $400 on a custom Seiko Submariner that looks like it's from the 1950s and 1960s. It's extremely patinaed, it's custom done, because I just love the look of that old style vintage Rolex Submariner, but you know, with all the modern technologies. So you get the look, but you know, you don't have to worry about ruining a $30,000 watch that could never be replaced. That's how I feel about this watch here specifically. Now this right now is on a chase strap, brown vintage suede leather strap, which actually looks quite good. It's not gonna stay on this strap because this strap really isn't gonna do well in the ocean. So I'm gonna replace it on a NATO, I just haven't done it yet. But this will be the third watch on my list of things to take to Maui. Now last but not least is just a fun watch, and that watch is going to be the Olto-8. Now I really love Bell & Ross style watches, however I'm not willing to pay the Bell & Ross price. The reason is because all their movements are just ETA movements, right? You're paying $3,000 for a name and a movement that costs 40 to 50 bucks. So I'm just not really into the name of the product if it doesn't have the quality behind it. That's why a lot of people don't like Hublot, is because you're paying for the name when, you know, they shortcut other things like the movement itself. Same thing with Bell & Ross. That's why I'm going to go with this Olto-8. Now this Olto-8 has a similar feel to the Bell & Ross, right? If you've ever looked at their aviator watches, they're square just like this. I really like the square watch. I'm not really sure if I'm going to wear this on the plane or I'm going to wear this just on the go as we're going around, but I like to have just an extra watch that's fun, that I'm not really worried about. These are not very expensive, but they're still a great micro brand and they offer a lot of bang for buck. This is on their stock brown leather strap, which is fine. It's not necessarily waterproof. This is not a dive watch. This is an aviation style watch. Well, they call this an off-road watch, but it's really an aviation style watch. And I just don't plan on taking it in the water. This is like if I want to go to lunch or a fun dinner, then I will wear this. Am I going to wear it? I don't really know. This is my alternative. The way I look at it is this. I want to have a fun going out watch to go to the high-end shops. Then I want to have a watch that I could take out into the water and have fun with, and another more high-end watch. Now I have a whole buttload of straps here from Chase Straps that I can easily choose from to change out the straps on the Submariner if I want and dress it up just slightly if I want to go to a nicer dinner. Now clearly on Maui, everything is going to be just like this. This is going to be the dressiest shirt that I wear to go to a nice restaurant, probably with some shorts because it's going to be like 80, 85 degrees with 100% humidity because we're on an island surrounded by the world's largest pool, and that is the Pacific Ocean. Because of that, nobody's really going to dress up super nice. So these are the watches that I chose for those specific reasons. Now, what do you guys think? Now, in a month or 2 months, I'm going to do a state of the watch collection so far of what I have, what I've gotten rid of, and what the collection is to this point. Now, let's talk about quickly before I leave this video, the type of packaging that I'm going to be using to actually take these watches with me. Now, anybody would tell you that if you're taking more than one watch that's going to be on your wrist, you should take them in your carry-on bags, because I'm not saying you can't trust baggage handlers, but if you have $60,000 in a bag and it's filled with watches, no matter what lock you have on, it's not hard to pop a zipper and steal that stuff, and there's not cameras everywhere. So better to take it with you on your carry-on. Now, what I would do is I would recommend this first. This is a custom watch roll from Chase Straps. Now, I designed this entire thing. The inside, the padding on the inside, the lining on the inside, the way this was, the vintage exterior, the canvas exterior that's waxed, so it's waterproof. Honestly, I just love, if you look at chasestraps.com, I really love the vintage aesthetic of watch stuff. That's what this is. This is more vintage, and so is the one I'm going to show you in just a second. Now, this is a 4-watch pocket holder, so this is going to be easy to carry, you know, at least 4 watches with you, plus one on your wrist. That would be 5. I'm going to use this for 2 watches, roll it up. Then I'm going to carry my sapphire cased one in this. This is a brand new, right out of the package. You can see this is a single watch traveling case. Now, one of the things I really love about this case is it is that vintage leather, and it wears and scratches, and it becomes your own thing. Honestly, I really love this. When I saw these and I was like, okay, I'm gonna add this to the product line. I did it because I love, when I got all my samples in, I really love the quality of these, you know, single watch traveling pouches. And this is what I'm gonna carry my sapphire case crystal in, because I just don't want it to have any access to any other watches, because anybody who knows about sapphire is it is pretty scratch resistant, but it can shatter. So this is going to travel separately in this. These other watches are going to travel in this, and then I'm going to wear a watch on my wrist. Now, this is available at chasestraps.com. These are not up yet. These will be up in maybe 2 weeks after I get back, and these are only going to be for like 25 or 30 bucks. Honestly, you know, I think I'm offering a pretty reasonable price for everything at Chase Straps. Anyway, what do you guys think about the 4 watches that I'm taking on vacation? Again, in a few weeks, I'm gonna do a state of the watch collection, so you guys see what I have, what I don't have, and sort of what I'm looking at in the future. That'll be, again, in a couple weeks, maybe a month. I have a lot of videos to do, especially when I get back from vacation. Now, I'm gonna leave them for a week. I'm trying to release a video every 3 to 5 days. I'm trying to get one basically every 4 to 5 days. I just have a job outside of YouTube, and I have this vacation. And honestly, if you're seeing this video, I'm probably just about ending my vacation, because I plan this to kind of put towards the tail end of my trip, so you guys still have content. Anyway, if you like videos like this, hit that subscribe button down below, leave a comment on the content you guys would like to see on this channel. If you guys are interested in anything from chasestraps.com, link down below. And I will see you in the next one.